So today's video was originally going to be featured on all of the new guns in Battlefield 1 that I haven't really had too much of a go at since they were released, and originally I was going to do that, but I figured, well, look, most of those new guns are pretty rubbish, so I'm not exactly the biggest fan of them. However, there are a couple of really nice standouts in the new guns, and there's not too many, but there are about 3 guns that I really like, and I'm going to be doing a video for each one of them, I figured, and it's better than trying to generally cover all the guns and talk about them in depth, because I can't really go in depth, and I haven't really used them all that much, and I don't really think I'd be able to get too much good gameplay for a couple of them as well, especially those Assault RSMC, SMG, whatever it's called. I'm just not a biggest fan of it because it only has 9 rounds and none of those rounds do any much damage to enemies, so not the biggest fan of quite a few of those guns. I really just don't like them, and they don't really do any good. But the Enfield, my new favorite sniper rifle, it is a really good gun, and just over there is a little bit of ghosting, you know, from the After Earth movie, the terrible one with Will Smith and his son, but it doesn't matter. I did like the concept of ghosting, and sometimes I can do it in Battlefield. It's a very rare skill, but I think it's more so just the enemy team being a bit blind. The M1911 Suppress, though, really love it. I have it as the secondary on all my sniper classes because it really does just, it's so good, and it really helps when you can have that extra bit of element of stealth, and it really does make you feel like you're some Spec Ops, you know, sniper that's been called into a situation, so that's pretty awesome. Now, finally getting to the Enfield, probably my new favorite sniper rifle, mostly because of how it sounds, and there may be a bit of my own weirdness going into this, but when I choose a sniper rifle, I mostly go off of 3 things, and that is, in Battlefield 1, where the sweet spot is, how many rounds there are in a magazine, because I always like to have the snipers that have a lot more shots in it, alright? I don't really care about speed as much, more so I want to be able to pop off as many shots as possible before having to reload. And then thirdly is sound, because I want my sniper rifle to sound like a sniper rifle, and this thing does. It sounds amazing. It's punchy, it has a nice, really good tone and like ting to it as well. It sounds so satisfying when you get that headshot. Just like that. But yeah, aside from that, it is also probably one of my favorites because the iron sights on it, when you customize it, are really easy to use. It does have a suppressed version, which, to be honest with you all, is not exactly my favorite because it does give off scope glint, and whenever I'm sniping, it's quite aggressive, and I'm mostly right up in the enemy's face, so it's not usually the best idea for me to be giving off scope glint. It doesn't really work out most of the time. This was another one of my favorite moments when I was playing. It was a very John Wick moment, you know, just in that nightclub scene when he just pretty much stuffs his gun butt into a guy's throat, and the guy's just grabbing his throat, and then John Wick is just sitting there very nonchalantly, just chilling, reloading, taking his time, no worries, and then shoots him in the head. Just like I did to those 2 guys. I don't know what my team was doing. They didn't really notice or spot them. For some reason, a lot of people in general in the Battlefield community have, they don't really spot too much. I think it's mostly the players that know how to spot that actually do it. None of the average players seem to do it, to be honest. And yeah, I don't really know why they've changed the mechanics for that for Battlefield 5. But well, it does take a while to take out these cavalry class guys nowadays because they've gotten a serious buff since I last saw them. They end up being able to heal themselves back up to pretty much full health every 10 seconds, which really does take a lot to kill them, because you have to do a lot of damage, and you have to do it really quickly, because as soon as they drop their health, they go back up to full, which is really frustrating, and so a lot of them can just keep going for ages and ages, and you mostly got to rely on them forgetting to drop health for themselves. But that just about brings it to an end for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. I've been Glory Kiv, and I'm out.